we do things like songs that are a little, what we call sexy. You can see from the title, it's more of a love album.
All right. All right. Welcome to another week of Manversations 2020. I'm glad everybody's in here checking in with us. It's been a hellified week. I know it's coming closer to the holidays, so we want to make sure everybody's out there being safe. Watch your surroundings. Keep an eye on your children and your family, because it's going to get crazy as we come closer and closer to the actual holidays that's coming ahead of us. A lot of people not making money like that, so it's going to be a lot of greed out here. It's going to be a lot of savagery. So to keep yourself out of the mix, make sure you are paying attention to your surroundings and keeping yourself and your family straight. All right. With that being said, We have a great show for you guys tonight. As you guys know, the topic is cancel culture. And we definitely have some things that we have in store for you to show you what we need to get rid of. And also, cancel culture, we're going to give you the pros and cons of there's some things in it that is a pro to cancel culture. So don't make it seem like everything is just so negative about it, but there are some things in counterculture that are very positive as well. All right.
Agreed.
So, fellas, what's going on?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Everything is blessed. The family good. I'm good. Long productive week. When I saw Killers of the Flower Moon last night, it's a must see.
Uh,
It's a masterpiece. It is a master class on white supremacy. I just want to put that out there. Everybody need to go see that movie. Whew, you learn so much.
I was supposed to see that this weekend and I wasn't able to. Actually, I copped the book.
Yes, that's a book. That's a book right there. That's whew, that's a word. That book is
I
serious, bro.
I copped the book. I was supposed to try and finish reading it before I saw it, so that might not happen. But
Yeah.
I'm about midway through it now, and I don't know how much the film left out, but I'm gonna tell you right there, there's a lot of grimy stuff that was done to those people, and a whole lot hasn't changed. The more things change, the more they remain the same. That's all I'm gonna say. If you read the book, you know.
Real talk.
Yeah, I love. I know about that book. Had that book for a minute. I know about the information in it. Can't wait to see how it transcends on film. If they do a lot of damage control, if you know what I mean.
That's
So
kind of why I liked it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because they didn't do a lot of damage control or romanticizing. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard beforehand that they did. Um, but when you see it, you'll see no, it was somebody who was trying to act a certain way. But if you're really paying attention to the movie, you know what it is. I'll just put it like that.
Mm,
Extraordinary acting. DiCaprio and De Niro in the same film. You would expect it to be Oscar worthy off rip because they're both two extraordinary actors, and I'm telling you, it does not disappoint. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So
mm,
yeah, we'll see what it do.
definitely, definitely. Got to check that out though.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we get into tonight's show, which is cancel culture. And I think a lot of people on here pretty much know what it is, but if you don't know what it is, let's get into it real quick. So cancel culture is a phrase contemporary to the late 2010 to early 2020, used to refer into a culture in which those who are deemed to have acted or spoken in an unacceptable manner as ostracized, boycotted, and shunned. The term cancel culture is predominantly used when those responses are to the right wing actions of or speech, but it rare when it responds to the left wing actions or speech. This shunning may extend to social or professional circles, whether on social media or in person, with most high profile incidents involving celebrities. Those subject to the ostracism are said to have been canceled. The expression cancel culture came in circulation in the 2010 2020s and has mostly been negative connotation, often used or eliminated by self described advocates of free speech and against censorship. The term call out culture is generally understood to be a more positive framing of the same concept. All right. So basically, you guys give you a definition of what was basically what tonight's show is about. Uh, so we definitely going to get into it real quick, and I want to uh, point out something that I've seen. Um, so one of the things that we have talked about is that BBLs, right?
Mm.
we're seeing a lot of BBLs, a lot of people, and especially in the black society, using BBLs, and a lot of times the people that's using BBLs are shaming the women that are going out there getting the BBLs. So that's a problem, right? Because as women, you should be embracing your natural beauty. But if you went out there and got enhanced, then there's no reason for you to look down on somebody else, a fellow sister, and bash her because she didn't go out there and spend the extra money to enhance her body.
Right.
And I saw this the other day, and I thought, wow, I didn't know this is the next phase of BBLs.
Hmm.
So they had a video out, and it was an Asian man on TikTok, and he kind of called it out with they're getting their hands BBLs. So as you see, it's a syringe that's put in. I guess that's the Botox. I guess, and the swelling of the fingers. I don't understand why. I guess skinny fingers isn't in anymore. Now they're going to fat fingers. Um, that to me is ridiculous. Even the Asian man is looking at the expression through his face. You like in disbelief that we're taking it to that level. Here's another shot, not only getting from the tips, but also going into the top of the hand as well. And I thought that was just crazy and ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What do you guys think about that? BBL hands. Have you heard about that?
No, that's new to me. But I'm not surprised because we're in this whole monkey see, monkey do culture. And, for our sisters, it's very unfortunate, but it's almost the norm at this point for you to have some level of self hatred. You know, um, unfortunately, a lot of sisters are always trying to look like every other type of woman, but a black woman. And I know that other groups of women are doing the same thing, but I don't really deal with those groups of women, so I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see this all the time. And, unfortunately, it's not only them, but, they're teaching the next generation of females
Mm.
this lack of self love. Why are you injecting your hands with with false chemicals to make your hands so-called more beautiful? What makes your hands more beautiful about fattening them? I don't understand it. It's pretty sick when you really analyze um, the mentality that goes behind that. I'm not surprised, but yeah, it's yet more degeneracy and foolishness. I wish. When is it
Bobby, you
gonna
seen
Um,
that?
I absolutely have not. I wish I hadn't seen it this time. But
Woo.
I hate to say it, but I gotta agree with Major about it. I'm not surprised either. Um, you have to understand that modifying, first and foremost, with the exception of maybe to deal with certain birth defects or that happened, maybe some injuries that happened, you were in a car accident or something to that effect. Um, and I'll also even give my blessing and my nod to the mommy makeover where woman has children and she's her stomach, her midsection has been really tore up by it, and she's done the eating right, she's done the exercise, she's done everything that she's supposed to properly, and there's progress made, but the skin still won't come together, whatever. I'll give those a pass. I'll give those blessings.
Okay.
But outside of that, body modification is a result of a mental issue. And I know I'm going to get a lot of people who are going to take issue with what I'm saying. I don't care. When you came out of your father's testicles into your mother's womb and you came out of her a person, you were already put together with anything and everything that you needed.
Right.
You were created perfect. If you want to get in the biblical context, you were created in God's image. You were created as He intended you to be made.
Right.
You don't need to do any of those other foolishness. And the human body is so amazing that any changes that you want to make going forward, you can get them naturally. You didn't get an ass the size you wanted. You can go to the gym. You can go ahead and work out. You can exercise through the right combination of diet and nutrition and fitness. It is possible to get the body that you want the right way, the natural way, the healthy way.
Mm.
When you get to a point where you start getting BBLs, you start getting these Brazilian butt lifts, and then you go and get these breast implants, and then you go and you get the hand BLs, whatever they want to call them, whatever. Once you start nitpicking and nip tucking, it doesn't stop because you are seeking what you think in your mind is perfection. And the reality is, once you start messing with what God already created, you've already devalued it. So after that point, it's just going to become a matter of you chasing. Well, we did this. Now we got to get this to complement it. Okay, that's put together, or it wasn't done just right. We got to fix this. You're always going to be trying to knit one pearl two over here. It doesn't end. It doesn't stop. Most people only stop when they can no longer afford to do it. They get sick and tired of it, or something else gets in the way. But there's always going to be an itch on your shoulder saying there's something else to improve on. It is a mental issue. That's why you're looking like, well, hand BBLs. And see, the thing is, it's ultimately going to expose you because women were saying for the longest they were getting BBLs and stuff because of men. Well, men like this. Men like a fat ass. Men like big titties. Okay. What man out here saying, damn, bro, she got some thick ass hands, man. Things, ooh, the juice. Never heard of it.
I get tired.
Never heard of it.
They do
You can't blame that on men.
Mhm.
That's a you thing.
Exactly.
And this is also going to make it a lot easier for us to transition into the whole concept of transmorphism or transhumanism they're trying to go down now. We watch these movies and stuff, the Fifth Element and Blade Runner and all this other stuff, and we think it's crazy, but they're actively trying to move things towards that end now. And once they already got you all in the mindset of going to the doctor to go ahead and get this added, get this removed, this enhanced, this reduced, whatever, once they already have you in that mindset normalized, it sounds crazy, but it's not going to be a stretch until now you're deciding, well, I want to go ahead and get this chip added here. I want to go ahead and get this arm modified or what have you.
You're right. End up being a builder block, a builder bear.
You there now?
I do want to show this one video speaking on that because we have gotten to that point. So I want to pause it right here. So you have an it's an M4 pre-med student was arrested and kicked out of West Baylor University for allegedly filming OnlyFans content on her school campus. OnlyFans is a platform known for sharing explicit content for a fee. Has swept the nation with the woman as the main content creators of the platform. The real Lash Lex claims to join for only to help pay her tuition. She's currently fighting the charges and the expulsion to get back into school and finish her last semester. And I want to finish up the little video that came with it. And you'll see the content at the end of it just to show you exactly why she got expelled. All right, so it's coming up shortly. Transitioning now. All right. I think it should be right now. Bear with me, family. It's coming.
Here we go.
So this is what she did to get exposed expelled from the school. This is her OnlyFans content as she filmed on campus. And it was a little uproar because a lot of people felt like she shouldn't get arrested for it.
Of course.
And it's just a little bit excess. But this is the reason why we always tell you, on this platform, we tell you constantly, we call out a lot of stuff on both sides of the fence, men and women, And one of the things we talk about is the twerking and the excessiveness of it. And it becomes so much that when you do it subconsciously, you're doing it everywhere now because you're getting the feedback, you're getting the likes, the love, and you're not even socially conscious enough to regulate yourself to do it in the privacy of your own home. Now you're doing it even on a public facility that has its rules and regulation because they don't want anything sexual connected to their college.
Right.
So you're out here, twerking in the dome or whatever there is, and then you have all of these signs that's saying, yeah, oh, this girl's twerking and she's twerking from the University of Baylor University, and it may seem like their university is condoning and approving this, and this is why they are expelling you and putting charges on you because you got to remember as you're on camera building your brand, you're also destroying their brand because Baylor has a brand itself. So that's why they're not going to let you go ahead and destroy their brand. And if you try to destroy their brand, then that's when the criminal charges come against you. I hand it over to you guys.
Wow. Wow.
Hmm?
Yeah, I can't front, man. Like, I totally get, them expelling her, suspending her, whatever the case may be. Got to kind of draw the line at them arresting her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how that's a criminal offense. I don't agree with it. I think it's trash. I think it's garbage. But to me, maybe I'm tripping or whatever the case may
Can
be.
I throw something out there real quick for you?
Yeah, go.
Public indecent exposure.
Yeah, but she's not public. She's not in the public. If she were outside in the public, totally. But she's filming this and putting it online. She's in her room and she's recording and she's
Mm-hmm.
putting it up online. And I mean, that's just not, that doesn't fall under the umbrella of indecent exposure. I have
Well,
a
if we
problem with
looking
that.
from if we're looking at it from the lens of I'm white and I say so, you basically are taking your clothes off to do it in a facility and it's recorded. So therefore you don't have the visual public eyes on you, but because it's recorded in a public facility, being white and I say so, they could label it under that umbrella. Maybe I'm just giving you what I
It
feel.
I get it. I get
it
it.
it depends on the way the law is structured, and also if they're in Baylor. Yeah, Baylor's in Texas, I believe. That's going to depend on the way the law is written over there. So the funny thing, and again, as long as we've had the internet for and social media, uh, every day the way the technology advances, but not just the way the technology advances, but the way our use of the technology advances, it opens and creates new frontiers, right?
Yeah.
So normally, in most cases, if Major decides, he watched Magic Mike, he got inspired and decided he wants to go have, the Major Gauge review show, whatever, and he wants to bless the ladies and the sisters out there with the major goodness, or whatever.
Mhm.
Now, yeah, he's recording, but it's being done in a private location. It's being done in his private home, where to an extent he has a reasonable expectation of privacy.
Right.
Mhm.
If you're filming now this content, which is sexually explicit,
Mhm.
and you're doing so in a university where pretty much you don't have a say so, because I mean, you might be a resident of the dorms, but the standards of residency in a dorm room at a school aren't the same as you being a resident of an apartment complex, for example.
Mhm.
Right.
So if you're now filming in this place where they have way more oversight on you versus somebody's condominium apartment building, the question then becomes, are you actually filming in a private location, or is this a public location? Do you have the same expectation of privacy? And it gets tricky
Mm.
because in most cases, this is never going to be an issue. If you're, recording a holiday video with your significant other for the holidays, no one's going to trip over that.
Yeah.
But you're filming sexually explicit content. You're doing it in a place where you can be violated other ways for uh, breaking their student code of conduct or whatever.
Mhm.
Mm.
So it becomes a gray area where they can do it. And to be honest, uh, I don't even know that's a fight that she want to fight. Now I'm sure for ego's sake she's going to do it, but the reality is she's dead wrong on the rights. And especially in a conservative state like Texas, how far you're willing to push that is up to you.
Mm.
But just know you're a student and you're going up against a major college like Baylor. They got law on paper. You don't.
Mm.
Yeah.
So if you want to go ahead and burn your whole OnlyFans retirement fund, whatever you got going on behind that case, no, all the best. But ultimately, the reality is you shouldn't have been doing this, or at least you shouldn't have been doing it where you were doing it in the first place. You know,
Yeah.
I'll say this, and again, I'm totally against this type of thing. I don't
Mm.
think anybody bangs on pop culture any harder than I do, but
Mm.
I think that she's got a serious case. I think this is going to blow up in their faces, and I think she's going to get some major paper out of this if she's smart enough to fight it. Because it just sounds like good old fashioned racism to me.
Mm.
I don't see any. Let's be clear. You know, the overwhelming majority of OnlyFans contributors are not black. Okay, the
Mm.
overwhelming majority of OnlyFans contributors are white. Okay, and I've
Mm.
never heard no shit like this. You know, you a white person, a white woman, whatever, or even a Latina woman, anyone of another race getting arrested. I have no problem with them kicking you out of school, taking away all your scholarships, taking away your damn degree, if that's what it takes. But arrested,
Yeah.
that's a whole other thing. That just sounds like good old fashioned racism to me. Yeah,
could very well be.
on top of everything else, we don't like this nigga bitch, so we're gonna go ahead and take down her shit, and we're gonna have her arrested. That's egregious, bro. Like that, I
Mm.
think she's going to get paid in a big way, because at the end of the day, while I don't like it, I think it's disgusting. You know, it was not sexually explicit. She isn't showing her vagina. She isn't showing her breast, whatever the case may be. You
Mm.
know, technically, it's just, her in a bathing suit shaking her ass in front of a camera. She's not doing
Mm.
anything quote unquote sexual. I think it's going to get real deep out there on account of that. I hate to see this type of stuff. I hope nobody makes any more videos like that ever. I think they should be banned. But
Yeah.
putting somebody in jail, arresting them, putting them in jail, and putting charges on them because of it, it's not criminal. That's equivalent to me of when they went and snatched Luther Campbell and Two Live Crew off a stage, or snatched the WA off a stage. More Luther Campbell because he was the more sexually explicit one. For
Mhm.
his song lyrics. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't agree with it. I thought they were filthy song lyrics. I think he's whack as hell. But is he committing a crime? No. So we'll see.
It goes back to what's on the books. So
Yeah,
you
we'll
know,
see.
ultimately, we're going to find out how deep this really goes. 'Cause I'm sure it's going to make headlines in the months to come. So
Great
we'll see.
story, and I hadn't heard about that. That's heavy. That's heavy.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
yeah.
But you're right. We have to see how it plays out. You know. Also, how unapologetic is that person as well? You know what I mean? Because they can know that they're in the wrong, and then get you to say, "Oh, let's be bygones. We'll make an apology, and we'll
Yeah.
pay for one semester." And you might run with that and be like, "Okay, cool. I think I won this."
Right.
You know. So we got to see how. That's why it's very important for a lot of people to be unapologetic, because that way you hold foolishness to the fire and they don't get away with just doing any and anything.
Right.
So definitely would love to see how this plays out, like you guys said.
Hmm. You know,
Definitely.
hood rats are good for that.
Oh
Give them a
yeah.
bucket of chicken, and a biggie fry. You dig, and everything is cool.
Mm.
Nah, bro. That's
And
crazy.
speaking on that, I want to show this video because a woman like that might have a boyfriend, right? and I thought this was pretty interesting. Um, there is a video, and I want you guys to get the perspective of what this woman just said. All right.
Yeah.
When a woman posts a picture of a bikini and then sees her DMs like covered with men, then the next time her boyfriend's not on his best behavior, she can use that as a weapon. She can automatically post a picture, get a replacement, and go for dinner that night with somebody new. Now, tell me we're not creating narcissistic women if this is the setup that social media is providing women. It's providing women with the idea that men are disposable and they are easily lured.
Mm,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. She
what
called
do
him
you
out.
guys get from that?
Yep.
She called him out.
No,
Big.
she's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Um, the funny thing is, to this, as old as the concept is of the golden rule, to this day, it's still Teflon coated, undefeatable. What's up, Jenny? Um, all you gotta do is just flip the script and see, does it still apply? Does it still fit the bill?
Yeah.
And in most
Mm,
cases, the answer is going to be no.
Mhm.
So a woman does that, right? And
mm,
supposedly it's fine. It's a good teachable moment for the man. You need to learn to appreciate what you have. And Jesus Christ, there's a whole library wing in the Library of Congress with all kinds of sayings and scenes from films and songs and whatever, with this idea of women teaching their men a lesson. You need to appreciate me, such and such and such.
Yeah.
mm,
Oh, let a man do it to a woman, boy, then it's toxic, it's manipulative, it's gaslight, it's all kinds of other psychological terms that half the wielders of them have never even bothered to sit in a psychology class for to learn in the first place. But it's
mm,
just considered abusive and neglectful to go ahead and for a man to flaunt all his options in front of a woman. I can have you out here. Meanwhile, the same chick complaining about it was just cleaning her house to some Beyonce. To the left, everything going, and everybody so I can have another you by tomorrow.
mhm,
Right.
It's ridiculous.
Mhm.
Um,
yeah,
this isn't a gender thing. We're talking about the way you treat your partner in a relationship, the way you make them feel. And yes, there should be a level of security. Insecurity isn't something to encourage, but at the same time, there's also a responsibility to the other partner to not do things to foster insecurity in the other person.
correct,
You know, you can't
right,
have an issue with men liking models on Instagram, whatever, always liking these women's pictures or whatever, and then you turn on you're dropping pictures for attention just so you can go ahead and get back at it. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
yeah,
Pick a struggle.
That's all.
exactly.
And
I
listen.
agree with that. I
Shout out to Jenny. What's up, Jennifer? What's happening? Let me tell you. Oh, go ahead,
yeah.
man. You're gonna
No,
put
no,
the
I was gonna say I was just gonna put this meme up, and then you can say what you. A lot of women
women will look
would
10 times
look
better.
10 times better if they just put on more clothes, but y'all don't want to hear that. Now
Real
go ahead.
talk. Real
Yo,
talk.
this is one chick I know who's always posting all kind of thirst traps. Let her tell she's doing numbers on OnlyFans, and every time I see a picture pop, I'm like, "Ma'am, who is gassing you up and telling you go, girl? This is awful."
Yeah.
Like I would make it rain on her to put more clothes on. Like, yeah, put them stockings on. Matter of fact, you know what? Is that your grandma's sweater? Here's
Yeah.
$80. So put that on too. Just
Yeah. Real talk.
like, ooh,
Bruh, let me tell you something. A lot of people, don't realize the value of just putting on some damn clothes. A lot of y'all really, we don't need to see all them bullet wounds and knife scars and shit that y'all got, thinking that y'all popping. You're not. A lot of y'all are strong three at your very best, made up,
Hmm.
fully clothed in your best outfit. You dig? But the ones of you that are beautiful, right? The ones of y'all that are beautiful, the sisters that are beautiful. I don't know if y'all realize how much you play yourself, how much you're devaluing yourself every time you get online, with all these posts of your ass poking out, and whatever the case may be. And our good sister Jenny, she just said she'll never do nothing like that to show her man something. You know, the friends was one that she's married 2.5 seconds and she has 150 likes. Yeah, real talk. You know, a lot of these sisters out here, they'll just do
Mhm.
anything for likes. A like is not even some tangible shit that you can do something with. It's just something that's, a temporary feel good um gesture. I remember this one time, this girl that I used to call myself liking back in the days, she went
Mhm.
and put on
Mm.
body full of keloids from surgery. Hilarious. She went and put on she put up a picture of her and her new J's, and it got like 1,000 likes. And
Mhm.
my homie was like, "Yo, she gone, bro." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Why you say that?" Like, "Yo, she getting 1,000 likes on a picture. It didn't even show her face, just her J's." You know what I'm saying? And you got to
Mhm.
think about the mentality behind it. And she was so proud of it. She was running around bragging to other people about it. And I knew it, you know what I'm saying? But you got to remove yourself from that, because somebody that's that stupid, that something like that impresses them,
Mhm.
likes and comments that actually mean nothing. You don't know any of these people. That's a very dangerous person. Like the lady said in the video, they can weaponize that against you at any time, because
Mhm.
the internet is being used to create the false illusion that they have, all these infinite options of men.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's just brown nosing, because they just brown nosing you because they want some ass. And
Yeah.
not enough sisters, unfortunately, are bright enough to really understand what that is for what it is and just leave it there. So that's when I developed that policy where, a lot of women who out here just on the internet getting all wild and willy nilly,
Mhm.
I'm just not gonna talk to you at all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
people who always want attention. A woman is very dangerous that always needs attention. You know what I'm saying? She's not
Indeed.
gonna be exclusive to you in any capacity, because
Correct.
it's always all these other dudes that she's trying to impress. That's work for a
Correct.
woman. Yeah. Go ahead.
You're right.
100%. 100. It's
I,
it's it's addictive though. And and this isn't to belittle women per se, but this is just going to the reality of it. There's so much talk now from the psychology community,
Mm-hmm.
especially with legislators, and there's all kinds of congressional hearings now about regulating social media because of the damaging effects it's been proven to have on teenagers and young people, about how it's distorting their body image, their self worth, how it's creating all kinds of illusions that for them to live up to or to try to uphold or whatever you, or you're encouraging negative means of going about getting attention.
Mm-hmm.
If we're honest, though, the same thing can be said of a lot of women as well too. Uh, it's a it's a powerful thing to be able to jump on a little rectangular device, whether it's a computer screen or a smartphone screen, to take a picture and to get an instantaneous and near instantaneous response from hundreds and hundreds of people that you've never seen before from all over the city, the state, the country, internationally.
Right.
mhm.
That can do a lot to a person
Mhm.
psychologically,
Yeah.
especially this person for whatever reason doesn't necessarily have already a high opinion of themselves. They don't have a lot of self-esteem. They don't feel that good about themselves, or
Yeah.
they don't really buy their own hype, so to speak. To have all these people coming and then just floating all kinds of flowery words. You look so amazing. You look so hot. You look so beautiful,
Real
and
talk.
that's feeding your self esteem, your ego, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That is very much a drug.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
And when we talk about the way the society is and how it's designed to appeal to women, how it's designed to get women to spend and to be consumers, and how it does that by boosting their ego, promoting beauty standards that aren't realistic, even for white supremacy, making black women and women who are melanated feel inferior to the less melanated. There's a lot of psychology going on. So when you have these people out here that are giving all this feedback, and all a woman has to do is just take her clothes off or
Mm.
show a little bit here and there,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it seems light and it sounds silly, but at a mental level, that's powerful stuff right there, man.
Right.
Exactly. And
Right.
I want to add on to that. I'm gonna give you guys, because both of you guys spewed some real good stuff when you talk about the psychology part of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't realize this, but I want to show this video real quick that really explains a lot of it. And you guys tell me, y'all tell me, all right? Here you go.
Give someone something for free the first time, it creates appreciation. When you give someone something for free the second time, it creates anticipation. When you give someone something for free the third time, it creates expectation. Fourth time, it creates entitlement. The fifth time, it creates dependency. And you don't give it to them by the sixth time, it creates hatred and resentment. And internally, they feel depressed and have anxiety. So let me tell you, ladies, something. Guess where all women are? Because women get attention for free from men. So women are in the entitlement field. That's why all women think that they're 8, 9s, and 10s because
Mm.
Should have let that brother keep on cooking.
No, it ended right there. It ended right there because it was like
Whoever
a
cut him off
sample.
was wrong. Should
It
have let
was
that
a
boy keep
sample.
on cooking. He
Yeah, he
had the
was cooking.
cast iron skillet. He had the
He was
the
cooking.
sazon.
Yes,
He
he
had
was
some
cooking.
bay leaves in that thing. Boy was cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cooking.
Oh,
And it ended. I guess that was like a bait clip that they did for advertising. But that part right there, I saw it on my timeline. I was like, yo, that is so on point. And I felt like a lot of people needed to hear that.
No doubt.
So I'll let you guys break it down.
very much so.
I mean, I try to stay away from the alls. You know, he said something in there about all women. I try to stay away from all
Yeah, yeah,
women.
correct,
I try to stay away from the absolutes as much as possible because
correct.
I don't want to paint with a broad brush. But um, most of what he's saying is entirely on point. You know how a lot of sisters feel entitled,
Mm,
to XYZ because, they just get so much of it. They get so much of it. And, like the other lady said, that is creating a culture of narcissism within the society. And
mm,
that doesn't benefit anyone. It doesn't
correct.
benefit the sisters. It doesn't benefit the brothers. It's not conducive to producing healthy families because, at the end of the day, when you have, any one-sided situation does not become a healthy relationship. That's just how that works. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And unfortunately, there's a lot. I mean, just a hyper level of you know, attention that goes towards the women, so forth. These guys blowing these sisters' heads up
Hmm.
constantly, and women not having the wherewithal to catch that. Can you guys hear me? By the way, someone in the chat said they can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, you can
I
hear
can
me.
hear you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Bobby, you can hear me too.
Deuce. I hear you sound a little low, but I can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Major used to tell me she a 10, but she dumb as hell. That's a sister that I used to work with, Jenny. We used to work together back in the days at Bell South. Yo, listen, this was like, that sister that I like was down with you, and we was just cool. It was never
Yeah.
no, anything extra between us. We was just cool, and I could
Yeah.
talk to her on a real level. And what I like about her is she's very accountable and very real. It reminds me a
Hmm.
lot of our sister Mila Renee. And,
Hmm.
I would just have these real conversations because, Jeanette was always, trying to, you know, I guess kind of marry me off in a sense, you know what I'm saying? Hooking me up with
Hmm.
people. I had a couple of her friends, that I had interactions with or whatever, but you know, she kind of like was overseeing from the outside. She was overseeing my dating, and I used to just be honest with her. You know, you have so many sisters; they were so beautiful. Like Chi Ali used to say, they look so good, but their mind is not ready.
Yeah.
You dig? And
Hmm.
that's what I see on social media literally every day. It's almost hourly. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And over time, guys become desensitized to that.
Yeah.
After you see just ass post after ass post after ass post, the ass don't even mean nothing to you no more.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean anything. And, then we get to the point where, a lot of us, if we consume too much social media, now we're objectifying women in the way that we think about them. And we're
Hmm.
looking at them as sex objects. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? And that ain't healthy either. So you just got
Yeah.
this whole perfect storm within this cesspool that we call the online community. It's not a real community at all.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But this is what's going on day in and day out, and the fact that it's so constant, you know, that's what I think is the most dangerous because you don't get a break from the internet. It's 24/7 posting, posting, posting. When you got toxicity after toxicity in different posts, it really affects the way that you think and the way that you approach things.
I agree. There is a video that I want to show everybody in the context of that, the psychological part on the man's behalf when you going out here and constantly breathing in all of this propaganda. You can have a girlfriend and you can view women, and it's sexually or whatever the case may be, and it just entices you to say, I gotta have all the flavors of ice cream, right? You see all these flavors of women, and you're like, I gotta taste every flavor, knowing that you have your own flavor at the house,
Right?
but yet you go out there and taste that flavor. But you go out there and taste the flavor and realize the one at the house is the best flavor you have, and you mess that up. So, guys, we got to get that out of our system. That has to be out of the culture. That's something that needs culture. It needs cancel culture on that type of dusty energy, low energy, disrespectful energy definitely has to come out of our community. And I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about right here in this video.
Yeah.
Ain't fuck about her. Are you fucking crazy? What makes you think that? What?
Why are you so mad?
Because you trying to fucking leave me, bro. I keep telling you I can't find nobody else like you, and you keep fucking saying, oh, you'll find somebody else. I don't fucking search for love. You came right to me. What the fuck?
Dude, just
No. Fuck no. We did all that shit. What the fuck?
dude, just pull over.
No.
Pull over.
No.
I gotta use the bathroom.
No, the fuck you don't. You just,
I actually
no,
do.
the fuck you don't.
Jeremy, I do.
You don't have to use the fucking bathroom. You're gonna fucking leave me and call your damn buddies to go drop you off at home.
Dude, just pull over. That's all you gotta do.
No.
Just pull over and let me use the bathroom.
No, you finna fucking leave me.
You're not gonna pull over and let me use the bathroom?
I'll let
Yeah, so a lot of times we have these low energy dudes, and it's very scary. I hope that that girl is okay. I hope she leaves him in a safe way. Don't look back. A lot of women, when you see these signs, man, take off, haul ass, because that type of low energy, a lot of times end up into domestic suicide,
Oh yeah.
meaning that he
Yep.
doesn't want you to be with nobody else, and as he see it, you're the only one for him, and he's gonna take your life and then end up taking his life.
Real talk.
It's that whole if I can't have you, nobody else can have. That is one of the most dangerous mindset that dwells in our community, and we have to get that and eradicate that out. That is a cancel culture mindset that needs to be out of our community. So when you see signs like that of a guy acting like that, out of character, please, sisters, do what you got to do in the most safest manner to get up out of that situation. I don't care if you have to. Y'all should be arming yourself. You guys should be carrying a weapon to protect yourself, as well as making going down to the police department and putting these receipts and these paper trails on these guys. So that way, when he do catch up with you and you're armed, when you go and protect yourself by the court of law, you have a bunch of documentation that lines up and shows the behavior as being erratic and very detrimental and very vile, and that will get you off the end as well. So you guys got to be strategic in life. It's a big chessboard, and in every aspect of life, you have to go out there and play in a manner that is very strategic, very safe, and very productive, with a great outcome for yourself. So, ladies, I just want to put that out there as well. All right.
Real talk. Listen, man, that dude is dangerous, man. Real talk. And interestingly enough, we got Jenny on the line today. Back in the day, it's not quite as dangerous, but I remember there was an incident with a friend of a friend. This girl that we both know, and this dude was trying to get at her, whatever the case may be, because she had disappeared or whatever. And he called her 45 times.
Golly.
We call him the 45 King. That was the nickname he earned after that bullshit. You know,
Yeah.
like he called her 45 times, bro. And it's like, bruh, that type of behavior, women think it's cute. You know, oh, he's so concerned. He really love me. Whatever the case may be. This nigga's a basket case, bro. Like, you can't trust nobody like that. That's very dangerous, very scary.
Yeah.
You know, and
Correct.
anybody who do something like that, you gotta kind of look at them real funny style and ask some serious questions.
Correct.
You feel me? That's terrifying. And I hope that sister's okay, and I hope she reached out and finally got some help, whatever the case, or maybe even reported that incident, because you're asking somebody to let you out, let you go on your way, and they keep refusing you.
Yeah.
At some point, you get to the point where you're being kidnapped, you're being held against
No,
your will.
that is illegal. With that being recorded right there, that is legally, by the definition, that is legally kidnapping.
Yeah.
That is a kidnapping charge right there. She is saying, "Stop the car, let me out," and he's spiraling over the edge, talking about, "I'm not letting you out because you don't got to use the bathroom. Let me out the car." Period. She shouldn't even have to say, "I need to use the bathroom." Stop the car, let me out. That's an easy open and shut case right there.
That's terrifying, bro. I hate to hear shit like that.
That's crazy. First off, I'm still getting over the 45 calls. I don't think I make or receive 45 calls in a week.
Exactly.
This nigga doing that in one fell swoop, but no. But we've spoken about this before. But undisciplined men are dangerous.
Yeah.
They are dangerous to everyone around them. When you have your little boys, it is very important that they are raised in a masculine structure. I'll say this right now. A lot of mothers will be very upset about this. If you have a young boy that you're raising,
Yeah.
then at least by his teenage years, but you, and most importantly, your son or your sons, would be best served to be sent to live with their father,
Correct.
because they need that structure. We see women who behave this way to some extent, with that kind of clingy, obsessive nature, and it's cute, right? They make TV shows, the movies about it, where she spirals out, she takes her heels off, throws it at him, and it's just, oh, she's toxic and it's fine, it's cool. This is what it looks like when a male does it. And it ceases to be cute then.
Right.
Because this is a being that has more muscle mass, denser bone structure, and has a whole lot of adrenaline and testosterone coursing through his system. I think we said last time we had the show, shout out to Jason Black for making that correlation. When a woman is traumatized, or when a woman has baggage, she hurts herself.
Mhm.
When men are traumatized, they hurt people around them.
Mm.
Real talk.
So, when a young man is raised up, especially when there's an abundance of estrogen around him, not a lot of men, and he's soaking up all those feminine tendencies,
Mhm.
he's raised without discipline.
Yeah.
That's what you get. He's out here now. He's saying, and he probably means that, I'm not going to find anyone else like you. I care about you. But he's out here cheating, running his Johnson, and women who, probably according to him, can't even stack up to the woman that he cares about.
Yeah.
Mm.
But he can't control himself. Why? Because he does not have discipline.
Yeah.
He does not have the ability to say no. He doesn't know how to be able to turn off the little demons in his head, the little devil on his shoulder. He doesn't know how to flick him to the side and say, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Every impulse he gets, he has to act on. That's dangerous.
Dangerous, particularly for a male. Particularly for a male. See,
Yeah.
So
can kind of get
when
away
you
with
see
it.
these dudes,
Mhm.
these overly whiny, incessant, needy males,
Yeah.
that's a red flag. It's not cute.
Yep. Because sometimes the males will lead to this. When you women don't break off right away, when you see these flags, and you could be in a position where you can do damage control that doesn't affect you in the long run. But when you don't do that and you don't break away, you end up like this woman real quick. All right.
Yeah.
Pregnant again, and I found out how far along I was. I reached out to my ex-boyfriend to let him know that I'm pregnant and everything like that, and that the baby is his. He literally blocked me on every social media, and he texted me and told me that he will talk to me once he get the DNA test, and that he don't want nothing to do with this baby as of now. I am so fucking fed up that why do us moms have to be responsible?
All right.
Heavy.
So I saw that and I was like, when she said pregnant again, sometimes it go back to that whole J. Cole thing where J. Cole sampled Bush, right? He says, first time on me, second time on you.
Right.
So it ain't gonna be should be no third time. You know what I'm saying? So so the thing about it is, she learned the lesson the first time, and you say, you know what, that one, okay, I have to eat that one up. But to go back a second time and get burnt the second time, that you have to really look deep down in your soul on that mistake that you made. And he blocked you from all social media. So, like Bobby was saying, these guys that are very low energy are very destructive in our community because instead of picking up his responsibilities and doing what a man does, he's running from it, he's shying away from it, he's ditching it. He don't want no parts of it. And now this woman has to not raise one, but now an additional child on top of that. And that's going to be hard for her. That's why you see her break down crying, because I understand the frustration that's going to go behind that because the financial burden is all on her. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be. So that type of cowardness from guys, if you're not ready to have children, wrap it up. I don't think anybody's out here gonna condemn you if you out here telling women what it is up front and wrapping it up. You're like, hey, I'm out here just being myself, being wild. Hey, if you want to deal with me, deal with me. We could hook up, but I like to hook up and do things safe. Nothing wrong with that. You're being honest with yourself. If she takes it a different way, that's on her. But you wrapped it up and you told her that you wasn't ready for no commitment. If she engaged with that, knowing that, then that's on her. She can't involve her feelings in that because you let her know what it is up front. So if you're not doing that and you're doing what this guy's doing, then you're a very detrimental part of the society. You're a disgrace to the society, and you're never going to amount to the man that you are because you lead by the way you want to end yourself in life. So if you start off as a coward, more than likely you're going to end up being a coward. You start off as a man, and lead your way as a man, more than likely you're going to end up as a man. So I just wanted to bring that up. But go ahead, Major. I'll let you finish off on that one.
No, man, that's heavy. I mean, you know how I feel about people who disown their kids. You know what I'm saying? You know how I feel about that. That is the ultimate failure at manhood. You feel me? You don't show up for your kids, man. I can't even shake your hand.
Yeah.
I got people in my own family that I fell out with over that. You know.
Yeah.
How you got a 16-year-old daughter you never met? You understand? Like that's a
Mhm.
problem for me. You know, and what regardless of whatever happened, what went down, you know, yeah, it's still your responsibility. But unfortunately, there's a saying that the elders have. And sisters, if you're not privy to this, lock it in your mental Rolodex. Uh, Men make babies, women keep babies.
Mm.
And that's something that you gotta kind of understand. 9 times out of 10, when something goes left, ladies, you're gonna end up holding the bag.
Mm.
That's just the long and short of it. It's not fair. It doesn't make sense. It ain't cool. I don't co-sign it. I sure as hell don't co-sign it, but that's what it is.
Mhm.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And if y'all need to, you know, if y'all need to take care of these kids by yourself, it's a lot of wear and tear on you. You find out real quick. You know what I'm saying? And Jenny said they got the option of child support, which is true. But some of these guys, man, like they work, they get paid under the table. Some of them don't work at all. You
Mhm.
feel me? Like, and there is no way to really put them on child support.
Yeah.
They end up getting thrown in jail, and there's no telling how that might work out. I know several people right now that have children that hate them because they put their baby daddy in jail or allowed him to go to jail because he didn't pay child support. So they never had a relationship with their father. They blame the
Yeah.
mother. You feel me? So you got to be careful with that too. There is no good answer to this. If we keep it at a buck, it's just no good
Yeah.
answer to it. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong. It is hurtful to even have to listen to. I can hear the pain in that sister's voice. But
Correct.
at the end of the day, you should have chose better. I'm
That's true.
always talking about the vetting process. I must be blue in the face right now. After talking about how important it is to properly vet people before even dating them. Before I went
Correct.
on a date with somebody, it was at least a good 2 to 4 weeks of conversation only. You
Correct.
got to determine if your ass is worth taking out. You feel me?
That's true.
How we as a society, as groups within our society, as subgroups within our society, end up repeatedly making the error of choosing the wrong type of person through not properly vetting them. You can't tell me that this
Yes.
cat didn't have anything about him that showed you, that this is somebody who would impregnate you and then block you on all platforms. You can't
Yes.
tell me that there was no indicators that he was a low life piece of shit like that. Sorry for the fact that that's who he is and that's the situation that you're in, but to avoid having the problem again and resolve the problem going forward,
Hmm.
you shouldn't have chosen to begin with, because ladies, you have that access to determine,
Correct.
who to choose and who to refuse. You know
Correct.
what I'm saying? And he should have never got there to begin with. It's sad, it's unfortunate. My heart goes out to her, but we got to do a much better job at vetting people before getting involved with them, let alone taking such a serious step as having children with them. That's a lifelong commitment.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Uh, we're definitely going to move into our next segment, which is trendy weekly topics, and I definitely want to get you guys. Um, I want to get your dialogue, your thoughts on this, and especially you, Major.
Okay.
So as we see, we have two individuals that were married. and basically have been humiliated by both of their women. But I find one of them, this is his ex-wife. So it's kind of a little different because this wasn't the woman that humiliated him. This was the woman that left him, right? And this was Tyrese, right? So the ex-wife comes out saying, Tyrese's ex-wife says having the wrong friends made her file for divorce. If I had different people in my ear, I would not have made the decision. Tyrese Gibson's ex, Samantha Lee, explains how her outsiders influenced their divorce following the singer's online rants. So we have that video, and also I'm going to show a video after that of another one, and we're going to go into dialogue and context with that. All right. So the first video.
I had different people in my ear at that time. I would not have made that decision. No, I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I tried my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that I was, women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate, I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like we're a lot, not all of us, right? But some of us are. Just like a lot of men can be like that. But I know women specifically, I'm ready to be done, I'm ready to be done, I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this, he don't do this, he don't do that, blah, 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 blah. And we're just focusing on these things. And because you don't have a certain person in your life to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about this? What about these strengths? What about what he's not doing? What, like those types of things? That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person that you may not be thinking about when you're upset. You're only thinking about what you're mad about. You're not thinking about all the other positive aspects of this person. And so in those moments, you need somebody. If I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision.
All right, so that's the first video. And now I'm going into the second one. This one I know is going to make Major curl up.
Our union is a sloppy public experiment it is a sloppy public experiment in unconditional love. Can you love somebody forever, no matter what? Oh boy was like, I'm sorry, man. You know, can you show up and love somebody for the rest of your life, even when you don't agree with them? And there ain't nobody on earth except you, mommy. My mama said that. I almost messed up. You, mama, but ain't nobody showed up for me more than you, mama.
Real talk.
Jada's the best friend I have ever had on this planet. And I am going to show up for her and support her for the rest of my life. That's it? Was that 13 minutes?
That's 13 minutes, Will. That's 13 minutes.
13 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, that's okay. Here's the thing, I was in Papua New Guinea. I was like in Papua New Guinea, I was on the other side of the world for the last 3 weeks and I didn't have no service. right? I didn't have service. I was out, and I was with a linguist and a marine biologist, and we were studying the relationship between biodiversity and diversity of language. Right, so I didn't have my phone on. And then I landed in Sydney and my phone. Zeta thinking, she said what? Flight 744 to Los Angeles. Hell no! Not till I call her, we're not going.
So I found that to be very interesting. But I'll let you guys have your takes on that two videos and what you thought.
Will Smith, I was ready to speak on the Tyrese situation, but Will Smith just takes the cake. Will Smith is the gift that keeps on giving. For those of us that think that Russell Wilson is a simp and we don't like the way that he keeps allowing this woman to walk all over him, Will Smith is the simp of all simps. You can't get more simpish than Will Smith. This woman is going around embarrassing you, talking down on you, shitting on you every chance she gets. And you get your buck broken bitch ass up and you go say something like this. Bruh, I just can't with this guy. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. You know, and as much as it bothers me, I mean, Will Smith, he just annoys me to no end at this point when he's dealing with this woman. But even beyond the fact that it bothers me so much, I'm seriously concerned for this guy's mental well-being.
Yeah.
Because that is not normal. That is not a normal response to someone who constantly, publicly belittles you and shames you and disrespects you and so forth and so on, just runs you through the ringer. She has zero respect for this man and goes out of her way to show us every chance she gets that she has no respect for him.
Yeah.
And, you know, for him to get up there and talk about how, oh, baby, I love you. I just love you so much for the rest of my life. I gonna love you. This nigga has a problem. And, you know, people will laugh at him. A lot of people are laughing at him and clowning him and dragging him or whatever the case may be.
Keyword is at.
Oh, man.
Not with, at.
It's horrible. But what I worry about in that situation is the day when this guy snaps and he's had enough. That's what I worry about. You know what I'm saying? And we talked about earlier how when men have had enough, they hurt people around them. You know, some of these situations where you have all these murder suicides, where the guy, you know, kills his wife and kills the kids and kills himself. It's because he's been in a situation similar to this. I mean, and he just felt that he couldn't handle it. I'm not making any excuses for him, for those guys, because that's still wrong. They're still wrong. But you can only kick a dog so much, like my grandmother used to say. And when you start talking about men and the way that, you know, things happen, and there is instant accountability among men, you know, it feels like something could pop off, man. It's very, very, and I'm not advocating for that. I don't hope for that. I hope it doesn't happen. I think that brother needs to get himself out of that situation.
Correct.
Because it's a very dangerous situation that he's in. You see what happened with Chris Rock.
Correct.
You understand? And that could have went a whole other way.
You
know, he could have gotten his ass kicked or worse at the Oscars that night. He wouldn't have ran up on nobody real like that.
Correct.
But at the same time, you know, he feels so small because this woman is constantly belittling him. And he loves her. I believe he really does love her, but love can be very dangerous when you don't know how to draw boundaries and demand respect. So that's my 2 cents on that. I cringe anytime either of them speaks, because you don't know what bullshit is going to come out, and it's very toxic to black culture and black society generally, because these people were considered couples goals at one point. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a million eyes on them at any given time. So when they're exhibiting this type of toxic behavior, it's a very bad look for the culture because they're so influential. The
Correct.
Tyrese situation, this woman, I'm trying to stay within my time or whatever, but you put up 2 videos, so I'm
Hmm.
trying to knock them out both at once. So
Yeah.
the Tyrese situation, that woman, she sounds like a classic example of someone who's trying to take half accountability for something. You're trying to half-ass accountability. There's no way to do that. You just got to keep it real, face it, and accept what you did. People out here all the time want to, say that women, have these great minds and, they're so intelligent and so forth and so on. And then at the same time, allow women to not accept accountability for the things that they do. I do believe the former. I do believe that women have great minds and that they're very intelligent, highly capable beings. But with that comes accountability. You can't say, oh, if I would have had these kind of people in my ear, if I would have had those kind of people in my ear. The people in your ear are there to assist you and they're there to help you. But at the end of the day, that decision is yours and yours alone. Let's stop with the bullshit where, we're going to blame somebody else for the stupid decisions that we've made in life. You're just not being an adult at the end of the day, and you realize that, hey, you're in a bad position now. You left something that you shouldn't have left or whatever. I see that as being TMI in another year or two. You know what I'm saying? You left this situation for no real good reason. Lala Anthony's doing the same thing for no good reason, and you're blaming everybody else but your dumbass self. Tighten up, man. Put your big girl drawers on. The shit got to make sense at the end of the day. Either you're an adult or you're not. So let's just be quiet with all the nonsensical babble about, who was in my ear, and, I didn't have the wherewithal or the intelligence and the emotional maturity to make the proper decision for myself. That's what you should be saying.
All the way 100.
That's 100.
What you got?
On you, Bobby.
Ooh. You load the dice there, Ant. So let me tackle this in order because that last one. Anyways,
I'm gonna go out and come back in. They're saying I'm low, guys. I'm gonna go out and come back in. Go ahead, Bob.
All right, bet. With regards to Tyrese's ex-wife, for a lot of the same reasons that Major listed, I will say that she is both right and wrong at the same time. To an extent, she's probably right if she had different people in her ear talking to her, advising her, gaming her up. She may very likely have made different decisions, not just ultimately up to leaving Tyrese, but to probably how she handled the relationship as well. However, this is the kicker. So even when you have an out, all roads still lead back to the destination. Who is responsible for those people being there in your life? You have the circle that you chose. These aren't people that held a gun up to your head and said, freeze, let me be your bestie. Let's go to brunch. Girl power. No. You have the people in your life that you chose to be there. We have to take accountability, and I'm trying to remember where I heard this. I think maybe we talked about this on a previous episode. But when you go talking your relationship business to others, You don't need the friends that are going to side with you. You need the friends that are going to go and side with your significant other. Because the issue comes when what people don't understand is when you go and vent to your parents, your siblings, whatever, your friends, whatever, especially this is if they're friends that are not mutual. They're your friends, they're your crew that came to the relationship with you. You go and you vent about all the things that's pissing you off, that's irritating you, all the bad things about this person. Mention very little of the good things, the wonderful things about this person. And you come when you at the height of your negative emotions, when you mad, you just venting, trying to blow off steam. And then what happens later on that night is you go home, they got some flowers out, there's a I'm sorry, baby, I'm sorry too, and y'all go and y'all clap cheeks, clap buns, and makeup and do whatever y'all do. Now you're all in a good mood. You just got your back blown out. You just got your fellas emptied or whatever. You know, you're in a good mood. You looking out the window like you Prince Akeem. Good morning, New York. You know you in a good mood. The people who you've been ragdolling your significant other to the whole time, they didn't get to participate in none of that. They did not get to have the same makeup experience that you did. So all the bad taste that was in your mouth that you got to rinse out with mouthwash, so to speak, they didn't get to do that. So all they have is this negative perception of your significant other. And to them, this person is such a problem. Now, conventional wisdom and common sense should ultimately kick in and let you know, hey, you know, this person can't be all bad because, you know, this person's with them. They're still with them. They come the next day and, you know, they're all chipper about them now. The issue's gone or whatever. But that's not how people are wired, you know, because when you care about people, you tend to get a little bit of a blind spot sometimes. So, of course, this person is going to give you negative advice on how to do with your relationship. This person ultimately wants you out because as far as they're concerned, you're stressed. This person's toxic. They have you unhappy. Look at the state that you're in. Be mindful of what you say and how you vent to other people. You are creating the enemies of your relationship and you have no one to blame but yourself. So that's on you. She should have had better friends around her to give her better advice. And here's a real litmus test. If she truly and really in her heart of hearts really feels that her friends are the reason why she lost this great man, why her marriage ended, I have a question for her. Did you ditch your friends? Y'all still talking?
Sure.
Did y'all just have brunch today? Bottomless mimosas? Eggs Benedict? Afro beats or 90s R&B? I mean, I'm just asking. Because these people, they ruined your relationship. These bad people, these terrible friends. So y'all mending the fences today or not? Okay. Stop the bullshit.
Yeah.
Stop the bullshit. That's her. Now for Jade, I'm going to make this brief as possible because as in shape as my arm is, it's tired. I think I have rotator cuff issues. Might even tore a pectoral muscle. I know my trap muscles is to the breaking point from beating this goddamn dead ass horse. It ain't even got any meat on the bones anymore. I'm literally just beating the dry ass bones. Every time I hit the damn carcass, I see sparks flying. I'm tired. I am tired. It never ceases to amaze me. The stark contrast between Jada and Will. I get what they keep on saying that they really want to go ahead and really make their marriage a testimony, a time capsule for love, whatever. I hear them say that, and all I can say is, nah. If that's what unconditional love is, give me hate. I want hatred. Let me go full Star Wars and join the Sith. I want the darkness. I don't want that's unconditional love. I don't want it. I do not want it. I would also posit to Willard that unconditional love is a thing However, relationships are conditional. You can love somebody with all your heart, and they'll forever have a piece of you. You'll always care about that person. That is very possible. That doesn't mean that you need to be with that person, because sometimes the relationship is a toxic wasteland. Sometimes that relationship is going to drag you down to hell. It's going to put your health in the septic tank. Might push you to the edge of suicide, or might even prompt you to go ahead and pull a murder suicide in the process. Sometimes you have to cut people go and love them from afar. That's what I didn't hear Willard say. And he's an intelligent brother, so I know he understands that very well. The issue Willard has, and I've suspected, and I've said this before, not on here, I've said this other places, but I know, and I've seen this in interviews, and I also have a friend who's from Philadelphia who is from the neighborhood Willard grew up in, and knows some of the family members, so they kind of know some of the historical background of the family. So as I understand it, Willard's daddy was a nasty motherfucker. Very abusive, very toxic to his mother. And Will had a lot of resentment to him. In fact, I think, obviously not to a T, but the episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that people like making fun of, and, you know, where Will reunites with his dad, and it looks like they're about to get back together, and he basically walks out on them. As I understand it, there was a good portion of that storyline that was based on Will's father. You wanted to kind of help to toss a few elements in there to kind of give it some realism. So some of that is based on a true story. Willard had a lot of issues with his father, and I believe that he sees a lot of his mother in Jada. And so he's taken it upon himself to try and see if he can save his mother through Jada. You got to watch out when people have Superman complexes, especially men, where they go trying to save their mother or the women in their lives and other people. They go looking to try and throw the cape on, and, you know, I'm gonna right the wrongs for you that couldn't be done for my mother, my grandmother, whatever. You got to watch that. I think that's part of why Will has taken this as a cause where he needs to go and prove himself. He needs to be the man that his father never was. You got to watch that shit. I'm very afraid, and I've said this time and time again, and I hope this doesn't become a prophecy, but I'm really worried for him. And I'm really scared that one of these days I'm going to wake up, or I'm going to be at work, and I'm going to catch a headline that says that he's no longer with us due to taking his own life or something else happening. I'm worried about that. These issues are bad enough to deal with when, you know, you're a private citizen, you're some Joe Schmo, and no one knows who the hell you are. But it's nasty work when you're in the public eye and you can't catch a break. You can't even be broken privately because there's always a camera, some microphone, an interview here or there. I really worry for him because I just see the balance stacking, and I'm wondering at one point, when is this damn house going to tip over? It's crazy. And, you know, every time Jada opens her mouth, it's something new to embarrass this man and make him look worse, as if that's possible. But every time he opens his mouth, it's something glowing, it's something laudatory, it's something complimentary of her and support of the relationship. It's just a completely one-sided dealing they got going on. And anybody that knows anything about balance, about in life, in the universe, period, you understand that you can never have anything one-sided for too long. Everything strives to get back to the middle. So at this point, it's like a train wreck. I see the train coming. I can't look away. As much as I'm sick and tired of hearing about these two and his family, I'm glued. I'm stuck. I'm waiting to find out what is going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. And I hope it never comes, but I know it will. And I don't want to go on, but again, this is just so.
Can y'all hear me?
It's kind of like a little duck noise.
It's a duck noise?
It's like
I don't know what the Hill that is. Can you hear me though?
Yeah.
I can hear you, just not loud, but I can hear you.
Yeah,
So
you're still low.
we'll fight through it. We'll fight through it.
Okay. I don't know what's going on, man, but yeah. What he said. Very well said, man. Like, I don't know, it's terrifying, man. Like you said, Bobby. I'm worried about him snapping one day. That's what I'm worried about. You know, aside from everything else, I feel like it's inevitable. I really do. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
Hey.
Wow. Just wow. And I want to point something out real quick before we move to the next topic.
Yeah, go ahead.
What bugs me so much about that video and others is that you constantly see when you see anytime that a man is being emasculated, notice the thunderous applause that follows. Okay. Nobody ever has anything to say that is critical when a man is being emasculated. It happens time and again. I understand in this particular instance he's doing it to himself. But, you know, people love the shit show. You know, when this man was on Red Table Talk, you know, nobody, I wouldn't say nobody, but people didn't really, they didn't express outrage the way they should have, considering the way that Will Smith was looking during that exchange. When Russell Wilson was there, you know, at the awards after party with his wife, you know, with no clothes on, whatever the case may be, and he had this look on his face, like this look of disgust, like he was in a hostage video. Nobody seemed to really care. But when he snaps, or when Will Smith snaps, or when any one of these guys that are being abused, because that's low key what's happening. When any one of them snaps and they respond and something goes left, now is when everybody's going to have a problem.
Yep.
I don't want anybody to miss that, you know, because nobody, you know, in the article, you know, you don't really see the outrage like that. You see overwhelming praise. If you read the comments under that post, overwhelming praise for Jada. They're saying the same glowing things about her that he was. People, the thunderous applause, this, that, and the third, but the underlying issue is not being addressed. You know what I'm saying? And the outrage, even women are dragging Jada at this point, but the outrage is nowhere near where it would be if he were treating her that way. Let's keep it a buck.
To tack on to what you said right there, notice how we didn't see the same response during the whole Derek Waxman and Nia Jackson situation. And she was right there holding her man down with a little bond and everything else. She was choosing that like the same way how they're saying, you know, Will shows that he's okay with it. Nia was okay with it too.
Yeah.
That didn't stop other people from trying to weigh in and just speak against his character. No one was saying, well, if she likes it, that's fine with us. We need to mind our bit. No one was saying that then.
Real talk. Real talk.
Yeah, you guys summed it up pretty good. I will say, if you look at Will Smith when he was on the Red Table Talk, if you look at the video that he was in just not too long ago, you'll start to see that he was crying, right? And you notice that he's speaking with tears in his eyes, and it kind of reminds me of the Get Out, right? When the main character was sitting there entrapped because his mind subconsciously wanted to move, but he was paralyzed, and all he could do was just cry to exalt all the emotions. That was the only thing they could do. So I feel like he's in that paralyzed state where he wants to
Yep.
go, but he just can't go. So he it's that whole get out concept. You know what I mean? So I just want people to understand that part of it. All right. So definitely we're gonna move into our next topic, which is our question of the day. All right. So we get into our question of the day, and the question of the day is, what advice do you have for someone secretly crushing on you?
Oh, Bobby, that's you, man. You the single man up here. So y'all ain't gonna get me in no goddamn trouble. What the hell I look like? I'm gonna sit this one out.
Go ahead, Bobby.
That man said the only way to win the game is to not play the game.
You're gonna respond for us. Go ahead, Bobby.
There you go.
I'm gonna respond. Wow, so I'm the spokesman. All right, bet. You secretly crushing. You secretly crushing. It is what it is. First and foremost, I mean, given the fact that we have taken people up here, I think that should speak for itself. Act accordingly. You got the crush. Sit on your crush. You know, everybody got a crush on somebody. That's all well and good. For those of us who are single, all I can say is as kindly as possible is look at yourself, look at who you're crushing on, look at yourself again, make sure it makes sense at all levels. At all levels. You know, as I mean, if serious question though, because we're talking about now the dating pool, and we all understand the dating pool is reprehensible at this point. But let's be clear: the dating pool is made up of people, individuals. So we all of us who are single need to ask ourselves an important question. We need to be real with ourselves. As nasty and stank as the water in this pool is, are you a water purifier or are you some pollution? Are you part of the reason why this pool is so horrible? Are you damaged? Are you unhealed? Do you have trauma that you have not resolved? You still got shadows from your past that keep on popping up. Do you still have some paranoia? Are you unable to go into a new relationship and give your best self? Not the leftovers, not the remnants, but your best self. Are you out here trying to make the next person pay for the sins of your exes? What are we doing? Because it's things like that that have people upset now, hurting people, and just passing on all kind of damage like COVID. So make it make sense. If you know that you're not where you need to be, that's okay. We're all works in progress. Get yourself to a point where you're able to, from a healthy standpoint, come in and rejoin the game. And until then, sit back and just crush from afar, do what you do. If you feel that you've done the necessary work, that you're at least further enough on your journey, say what you got to say, make yourself available, what have you, and see where it goes, where the chips fall.
Well said, my dude. Let me just add this in from for the brothers out there, for the brothers and sisters that are single. I'm not speaking for myself. Let me just make that clear. But for the brothers and sisters that are single, shoot your shot. You dig? Shoot your shot, and that includes ladies. And ladies, we are not expecting you to pursue men. But some of you ladies need to do a little better job of letting the guys know that you like him, right? Because I get it. It's hard out there, and especially, being a woman, you have far less options than we do because there are far more of you than there are of us. So let's stop. My thing is, let's stop walking past the guy and thinking that's letting him know that you like him. It's not. You know what I'm saying? You need to do something obvious to let him know that you like him, to get him to come over there. If you don't want to say outright, hey, I like you, and whatever the case may be, you may not be comfortable with that. But what Bobby says is very true. Let's keep it realistic. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay within our tier within reason. And I don't mean that to be mean, but it has to make sense. If you have all types of emotional baggage and you just got out of a relationship, this, that, and the third, man, take some time, heal. Go talk to somebody. Get your mind right. You understand what I'm saying? If you know that you're not looking the part, get in the gym. Go shopping. Upgrade your swag a little bit so that you can catch better. Let's be real about this. And then, you casually dip your toe in the water and you get into the game a little bit. Get your confidence up, you know, and really go out there and, like he said, give your best selves. You know, if there are married men like myself or involved men like Anthony that you are secretly crushing on, you can hold on to that shit. You dig? Don't don't try to be a home wrecker, because a lot of y'all sisters out there, that my inbox it just frustrates me sometimes, because I always talk about my wife and how very happily married I am, and like the inbox messages are just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not do that, ladies. Go out there, go after single men. You dig? Single men that are of sound mind and body, that you can establish something real with. Vet them properly and put your best self forward and let it do what it do. And I'll land my plane there. Hello?
Boom.
We can't hear you. Yeah, go ahead. And
Unmute yourself, brother.
unmute yourself, man. We can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. Next segment. My bad. I said next segment was Dear Men. All right. So the Dear Men, fellas, I need some advice. If you knew that you could have sex on the first date, would you go along with it, or would you decline it and wait a little bit longer?
Ooh-wee. That's a good one. Now we cooking with hot grease. That's a good one. Let me tell you. Can I jump in on this one first?
Mm-hmm.
Can I jump in on this one first? Because
Do your thing, black man. Do your thing.
Because let me tell you something. I used to be that guy. Jenny could tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Where, okay, yeah, shorty fine, she right, da 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 da. Yeah, let's get it. I used to be that guy. And over time, I developed, I matured. And at the end of the day, let me tell you, one of the most powerful things that you can do, first of all, if it's a chick who's willing to give up sex too early, that's a red flag. Okay? Any woman willing to give up sex too early is a red flag. However, if you feel like she is coachable and salvageable, meaning there are things about her that you really like, you can see that there's more to her than that. And she may just be doing this so that she can, quote unquote, get you. One of the most powerful things that you can do is tell her that she should wait before engaging in that type of activity with you. She will respect you immensely. She will gain newfound respect for herself, because she will understand that she's dealing with a man, and she's able to attract the type of men that do not look at her as an object, that value her, that respect her, that exalt her. You understand what I'm saying? And it's going to make her find a newfound sense of respect for herself and for the situation. So you really should fall back in that type of situation, especially if you can see that this young lady is probably somebody, that has a lot more to her. You shouldn't jump into that too quickly. There's a general issue that we have, and we were talking about this earlier online. A general issue that we have in this day and these times where we kind of trivialize sex. We trivialize sex. We trivialize having children. We trivialize black love and the black family. We need to take these things more seriously. And if we're going to take them more seriously, by definition, we have to put more into the thought process behind who we engage with in these type of things. You understand what I'm saying? And at what point we choose to engage with them. I say this all the time. Fellas, value yourselves. Value your seeds. Anytime you have sex with a woman, you are running the risk that you may impregnate her. Is this somebody that you want to be with for the rest of your life? Is this somebody that you feel comfortable impregnating? Because at the end of the day, every time you have sex with somebody, that's the possibility of what could happen. So we need to think long and hard through these things before we engage in acts as serious and with the level of gravity that sex has on our lives, that sex has immediately in our lives, and that it tends to have on our lives after the initial act. That's my point.
Mm.
So hopefully
All right,
you
that's
find
what's
this
up.
helpful.
Bobby?
Bobby?
Yo?
So what I have to say on the matter is this. Run the question back again. I want to make sure I'm addressing it properly.
All right, so let me run it back real quick. Dear man, fellas, I need some advice. If you knew that you could have sex on the first date, would you go along with it or would you decline it and wait a little bit longer?
Okay. So I'm going to give an ambivalent answer. I'm not going to say you should. I'm not going to say that you shouldn't. What I will say is ultimately, what is your purpose? What are you aiming at? What is your goal? If you could find out that you could have sex on the first date, then unless you're completely off with this person, sex is an option after the second date, the third date, the sixth date, the 10th date. The sex ain't going anywhere. The only reason sex would be on the table in the beginning and then off the table later on would be if it was determined that you two aren't actually a match, you're not compatible, and this is a mistake. In which case, you giving up the buns or giving up the D, whatever the case is, will not improve that. Sex in relationships, marriage in particular, is meant to be a glue, an adhesive. It's that thing that kind of helps everything. It's not the foundation of the relationship, but it makes things gel. It makes things ease. There's tension, there's conflict between the two of you. You all make up, you're on the right track again. You go ahead, sex behind that soothes things over. It's that aloe vera gel over the burn. You know what I'm saying? You get in bad situations when your foundation for the relationship is sexual. And that's all it is. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing said many years ago, God bless her soul, that we, specifically the black man, the black woman, we have world-class, famous, excellent relationships where we're horizontal. We get along famously in the bed with each other. And then as soon as we get out of the bed, we're vertical again. And there's no longer that sex in the picture. That's when all the problems start popping up. So we need to stop looking at sex as the end all be all. If you can hit it on the first night, you're going to be able to hit it on the 100th night, the 1000th night. It ain't going nowhere. If you're in a race to secure the buns, the yams, the deal, whatever, that quickly, then my question is, what were you really after? Were you really serious about a relationship? Or were you just trying to go ahead and check it off? Because whatever your aim is, you need to be honest with yourself first and foremost, and you need to be honest with this person as well. All right, if this person is willing to go ahead, and this is specifically for the brothers, for the leadership class. If you have a woman who is open, you guys have that chemistry, you have that connection, and she's willing to give herself to you, not on some thought type stuff, but she trusts you, she feels safe and secure, and she's willing to go ahead and offer herself up to you. You have to understand that it's more than her body that she's giving. It's not just sex that she's giving you. She's basically giving you herself. That's a powerful position that she's putting you in. You have to evolve beyond the idea of seeing that and saying, okay, let me take advantage of that. And instead, your response, if you care about her, if you think that there's something worth having there, your response needs to be, nah, I need to safeguard this. She's giving me her most vulnerable self. This is a huge responsibility. Let me take ownership of her by protecting herself, even from me. So you got to be mindful of that. I think, now again, if you're dealing with a sister that's on some thought type stuff, she flings that thing like she out here trying to be off the bench on somebody's NFL team, that's a different story. However, if this is a woman of substance, this is one of the good ones, one of the solid ones, you have to understand what you have been accustomed to interpreting one way doesn't necessarily mean what you think it is. You think, okay, she giving up to me because I'm the man. Yeah. Or, okay, so we just have that chemistry. She doesn't understand it, but what she's doing is she's yielding to you. You're interpreting that as time to clap some cheeks. That's the low gutter way of thinking. The upper level way of thinking is she's giving me all of her in this moment. Let me demonstrate my leadership by letting her know we gonna do this. We gonna do this, but not tonight. We gonna do it when it's right, when it's appropriate, when it's safe to move forward. Then and only then are we gonna continue. And I'm not gonna say when that is, because everybody doesn't think the same. Some people don't see marriage as something that's important. Some people think that they need to sample the goods before they go to marriage. Some people are only saying this is for marriage. I'm not going to dictate anyone's philosophy, but I'm going to say that it needs to be something that requires further thought. This person, if they're serious, it shouldn't just be a notch on the belt or something to check off. This should be something that's significant, meaningful, and serve a higher purpose than just, I got to bust this nut.
Yeah. Well said. You guys basically broke it down to the T. Nothing for me to say on that. You guys wrapped it up perfectly. I do want to, before we get into our next segment, I want you guys to understand that the state of what women are in, we are trying our best to get rid of all the ratchet women and fine-tune you guys with great information, so that way you can be the great goddess that you are destined to build. Sometimes you fall off the track, and sometimes you need a male friend or strong male image to tell you, no, sis, that's not it. Tighten up. A lot of times women will tell other women that, but it don't hit as hard because a lot of times y'all see other women as jealous. So if she does say something to correct you, you thinking that she's jealous of you and trying to change you. And a lot of times that's not the right perception of it, but that's how you still perceive it. When it comes to a man telling you what's up, especially a guy that's really not dating with you or interacting with you on a social, I mean, not a social level, but a physical or sensual or relationship level, he's being that big brother, that fatherly figure to you. And he's letting you know from a perspective of a guy looking at you, that ain't the way to rock. That ain't the way to roll. All right. So I just want to show you a couple of videos before I get into the next segment, which is the crown check. And we can see where we need to go so that you can possibly make the next crown check in the future. All right. So just pay attention to these and definitely let y'all know what's up. All right.
I could not resist, so I had to look it up. From the Office of National Statistics, from a 2019 study, in ever-increasing numbers, we are now at a lesbian divorce rate of 72%. So the top 4 reasons that they are reporting getting divorced is feeling ignored, inequality in the partnership, adultery, and domestic violence. Personally, I feel like this lends some weight to men's arguments and complaints about how women are behaving in relationships. Because when you have lesbian statistics,
All right. So this next one,
Y'all see the goddamn title. Y'all see the title. Black women have been notorious for being very clean. Okay? Black women are notorious for knowing how to clean themselves. As a matter of fact, it was Black people who taught the world how to properly take a bath. Okay? We need to recognize that this is not the average Black woman. Her disgustingness is being used to taint the image of Black women. Okay? If you don't understand that this is not most Black women right here, this is not most, this is a tiniest of a teeny little bit. This is an attack on Black youth. This is really like, at this point, it's an attack on Black youth, because all the grown folks are going to look at this and say, bitch, you nasty. Stop acting like that. But the little girls are going to see this and be like, she just so free with herself. And I just want, no ma'am. No ma'am. This is an attack on Black youth. No ma'am. This woman is getting paid to present Black women in the most atrocious light. The most atrocious light. And I think it would do us all some justice, sisters, if we all start speaking up about this bullshit here. I don't even like addressing this craziness. This woman, the Sukihana woman, I don't even like addressing this shit, because I don't want people even thinking of Black women like that. I don't want to be the reason why this crazy bitch is on nobody's mind. Neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? But I saw that post today and I just...
all right. And the last one that I have for you guys is this one. Oh, no, that's not it. I'm sorry. That's not it. My apologies. 1 second. Oh, gosh. That's not the video. Hold on. 1 second. I thought I had it up. I don't know why I thought I had it up. But here's the video right here. All right. There we go.
Name 3 countries.
No. Canada, that's
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Sure. Arkansas. Yep. One more. Sure.
I need help.
Is it?
I know. North Carolina.
North Carolina. Yes, you got it right. Congrats. Okay. Nice job. Now, can you tell me how many dimes makes a dollar?
20.
20. Final answer. What do you think? It's 20. No, you got it right. It's 20. Okay.
It's 20.
Okay. Great. You're 2 for 2. All right. So when I tell you it's 2:15, what time is it?
4.
4 o'clock. Okay. Hey. Lit right now. Okay, last question, because you got 3 right. Can you name 3 Kardashian sisters?
Chloe. Shut up. I got this. Chloe, Kim, Kendall. Yeah.
Chat, do you see exactly what the
All right. So, I basically wanted to show those videos because I wanted to show you guys the state of the mind that goes on when you have ratchet behavior, women that aren't out here being leaders, that are not being role models to these young women, and letting the TV program them the way they are, letting the music program the way they are. And then as women, you're not giving guidance to other women. And then you having your offspring out here that can't tell you what the countries are, can't tell you when it comes to math. I'm also going into drive-throughs and getting the wrong change put back, and it's sad. And then you have them that knows everything about reality TV, the identity, the names, and they don't even much know what was the other one that they had. I forgot what the other one was, but just all sense of reality is just lost. And this is why we push back on cancel. This is why we want the cancel culture to push back on the ignorance, because it brainwashes and leads our people in the wrong state of mind, as you clearly see. So I just wanted to show that real quick, and tell you the reason why we do Crown Check is because we want to highlight all the great women out there that are doing the immaculate things, that are showing and leading in the right direction of our youth, and doing phenomenal things as women that, representation matters, and inspire other women and young women to follow the same footsteps in a very productive way, and not one in a way that is pretty much wasteful and is not productive in the long run. So with that being said, this was one that Major had basically brought to attention. I thought it was phenomenal, superb. But you have a 14-year-old Black girl from Ohio, makes history, earns 3 college degrees before graduating high school. All right? Meet your 14-year-old Anita Bennett, who graduated with 3 college degrees before finishing high school. Anita Bennett is a 14-year-old from Northeast Ohio, has caught national attention after making history by earning her 3rd associate degree before she even finished high school. While most of the teenagers her age are finishing their freshman year in high school, Bennett recently completed her studies at community college. During the 2023 commencement ceremony, Bennett received a well-deserved standing ovation from her peers, and she was awarded the Associate of Science degree, and she was awarded the Associate of Science degree and 2 short-term certificates. She earned the degrees in just 10 months and even graduated summa cum laude, right? Anita's remarkable journey began 3 years ago when she became a college credit plus, which is a CCP student at the school. The CCP program allowed her to take college level courses while she was attending high school. Impressively, she accomplished the feat of earning 3 degrees before completing her freshman year in high school. This is what excellent looks like. Michael Baston, the president of community college, according to Cleveland 19 News. Tri-C gave me a huge head start on my career, and this will make my life so much more fulfilling, Anita said. I will be able to start my career at an early childhood as a early childhood administrator at age 18. Looking ahead of our future education, Anita already set her sights on attending either Cleveland State University or Notre Dame College in the coming fall semester. So shout out to Anita Bennett for doing such a phenomenal job, and also her supporters, her mentors, men and women that's all surrounded around her that led her into that direction as well. All right, and that's what we have for you guys tonight. Fellas, I'll let you guys take it away. It's all on you.
All right. Who first, Bob? Me or you, Bob?
I'll go ahead and hit it, man. First off, big ups to Anita Bennett. That is superb. I thought I was going to say something simple like, she completes history by getting her degree as a freshman. She has 3 of them now. Wow, sensational. Don't get it twisted. We have young people out here that unfortunately are really making a royal mess of things. But I really believe in giving shine and giving props even more so, giving more airtime to the ones that are excelling. Because we have some that are doing phenomenal things out here. And it really is a national tragedy that the idiots are the ones that get the stage, the spotlight, they get the top billing. And it shouldn't be the case. They need to be called out. They need to be addressed. They shouldn't be allowed to just act an ass in the shadows. But at the same time, we need to make sure that even more of an emphasis is placed on those who are doing it big and really are setting an amazing example for all of us. So, Anita, you're definitely part of the young school that's doing it at a major level. Salute to you. Sound like you got your head on your shoulders. I hope that you're successful in your endeavors. And whatever program or programs you go in as an early childhood administrator, they're going to be blessed and lucky to have you. Congratulations again. In summary of what we've been talking about tonight, we definitely need to have an overhaul. We need to change how we cancel and what we cancel. Now, some of the things that have been called out and people have been canceled for are well deserving. We also need to make sure that we're calling out the BS and shutting down things for that as well. I noticed, and I wasn't going to say it at the moment, I wanted us to kind of, delve into the subject matter a bit. But I noticed when you went over, when you reviewed with us, the definition of cancel culture, and I noticed that they highlighted the fact, and it's accurate, it's not inaccurate, but they highlight the fact that cancel culture mainly has been a response to less than favorable acts and statements that are typically associated with those on the right wing. So that's just a generic way of saying, your racist comments, your white supremacist comments, what would stereotypically be considered to be your right-wing Republicans, right? Unfortunately, there's also a significant amount of garbage and junk that is worth being canceled that comes from what we would consider to be the liberal, left-wing Democratic side of the fence. And that doesn't get called out. There's no cancel culture for that. We need to make sure that we're applying equal pressure. And this is nothing new. This is the same case of, same shit in different shoes. What Elder Malcolm said, the wolf and the fox. The wolf bears its fangs at us. We see it coming a mile away, and we can identify properly this is dangerous. The fox, when he shows his teeth, looks like he's smiling. So we let our guard down. We think, well, the fox is all cool with us. No. Both are dangerous. I would say both are equally dangerous. However, the fox is more dangerous where we're concerned because, unlike the wolf, our defense mechanisms seem to be down when they're in the picture. We don't have the same response. We have difficulty having the same response to the fox that we do to the wolf. We have a blind spot where the fox is concerned, which means the fox is a more dangerous enemy than the wolf for us. Same deal applies. The right wing racist acts that occur against us are worth canceling, they're worth calling out. The racist and dysfunctional and toxic actions that come from the left or the liberal wing, even more devastating. Because those are the ones we have our guard down around. Those are the ones we don't see anything wrong with. Those are the ones that we catch ourselves right there trying to cape for and cap, bro. Well, nothing's wrong with that. That ain't too bad. Just mind your business. That's all. Mind your business. If it don't affect you. Need to keep the energy the same for both. I'm gonna park my ATV in the space and go ahead and lay a charge overnight.
Yay. All right. Manifestations, we did it again, y'all. What's up, Mr. Ted P? I see you just came in the building. Shout out to Jenny. Shout out to Mila Renee, Naki T, all the people who joined us tonight. It's been a great show. We love y'all. The comments, keep them coming in. We really appreciate your feedback. You know, at the end of the day, guys, like we said in the beginning, cancel culture is not necessarily a bad thing. It depends on who we're canceling. The people like the Sexy Reds. And for those who are not clear, the light skinned sister who was talking about the disgusting person and the disgusting thing that they posted, that Anthony put up, that sister, what's her name? Goddess, I forget, it's Goddess something. But she was posting and talking about when Sexy Red had posted on Twitter about how bad her coochie stank and whatever. And you know, I mean, that we're bragging on that now. You know, people who think that that's something cute to brag about and something, you know, to share at all, instead of going and properly cleansing yourself, uh and getting a douche or whatever it is. You understand what I'm saying? Those type of people need to be canceled. They are not in any capacity uh contributing anything positive to black society at all. You know, I really, really, really struggle to understand why so much support for the Sexy Reds and the Suki Hanas of today and the Cardi B's and the Meg The Stallions. And I'm specifically talking about the I'm a Ho rappers. That's who I'm talking about. And our sister Jenny just put in the comments, you know, who mentored Sexy Red, Suki Hana, and Young Miami. I'll wait. And she's spot on. You know, there was no mentorship. You know, unfortunately, uh, the worst stereotypical imagery and behaviors that have been portrayed of black women were taught to them. And they just, you know, they just reenacted what they were taught. And this is what we have. And let's be very clear. You have white owned media outlets like BET, okay, that are out here putting the batteries in the backs of these type of women, you know, to go out here and represent the worst of what black women can be. And that was the most powerful thing that our sister said on there, with regards to that they're putting these women out here as an attack on black women. You know, it is so real, and so many sisters need to understand the programming behind that and understand that that's what it is. It is an attack on you. It is an attack on the black family. And you know, this type of rebelliousness, because that's the common ingredient that all of them have. that I feel is what women are gravitating to, the rebellious spirit. You understand what I'm saying? It's the rebellious spirit. That's not something that we need to be embracing as a people. Nobody on earth can just do what they want to do all the time. Life doesn't work that way. There are rules, and we need to govern ourselves accordingly. And we talked earlier about how in relationships, we need to put our best self forward. Well, that applies to all facets of life, not only relationships. It applies in professional situations. It applies with family. It applies with friends, romantic relationships, political situationships, and so forth. When you have people out here like that, it's hard to promote us putting our best selves forward because people don't take us seriously as a culture and as a people. When you have the sexy reds out here, the Sukihanas and so forth, and on the male side of things, you know, you have this weird dynamic now. We talk about cancel culture. On the female side of things, you have the I'm a hoe rapper and the image of the harlot. And on the male side of things, you have the junkie rapper and the criminal. And these are the things now that are becoming the cool shit to be. You understand what I'm saying? We have to push back against that with everything that we have, you know, because this is very damaging to Black society. This is what they use as the wherewithal to justify harming us. You know, they killed that person or whatever, but look at them niggas. Look at how they behave. You understand what I'm saying? And then they use their powerful media apparatus to demonize us and basically say, you killed that person, but they was a nigga, so it wasn't so bad. So we have to take advantage of that. There is nobody who should be listening to these people or following these people and consuming the bile that they're spewing out into the social discourse, the social atmosphere out here at this point. And that's why we're here to push back against that. Jenny says, great show. She loves it. Mr. Ted P says, salute. And we say salute to y'all. We love y'all to life. And, you know, we'll see y'all next week, man. That's what's up.
All right. Thank you for everybody coming out. We'll see you guys next week with another dope topic. Appreciate all the newcomers this week. And remember, please stay safe. Keep your family safe. Also get training and things like that you need. Maybe things might not pop off this year, but it might pop off early next year. So be prepared. You know, stay ahead of the game. And that's all we have for you guys. And we appreciate y'all and love you. So see y'all
Make sure to
next
follow, like, and subscribe.
all day, every day, all social media platforms, baby. All right. Peace out, fam.
On the album, we do things like songs that are a little, what we call sexy. You can see from the title, it's more of a love album.